Arklow, who goes to show you can teach an old horse new tricks.
Yeah.
Or maybe he taught you something. I don't know which way it worked.
She said several times, she's been where she's not the most consistent workhorse, and lots of times turf horses may not be on the grass, especially a 1.5 mile turf horse. But yeah, it's really sharpened him up and turned him into just a monster. Really, he's training really well, and his gallop out today was huge. Florent actually breezed him, and I think he galloped out. I think I had him in 112, and just full of horse and full of run. But he's doing well. It's a very good move for him.
This will be his 3rd Breeders' Cup Turf, I believe, right?
Yes.
And 2 years ago, he was at Churchill. He was 4th. Sort of similar question was with the filly coming into the race this year with him versus the prior 2 races. Last year, he was coming off a Grade 1 win into the Breeders' Cup. And
he ran a big race last year. He just never got an opportunity to save any ground. He actually ran, according to the Ragusan sheets, the fastest race or the best race of any horse in that race last year, and there was obviously Brooks and Mortar was a champion. But as far as numbers goes, he received the best Ragusan number in the race.
So it was like a sneaky good 7th or 8th.
It was, yeah. So that's what we're hoping is these blinkers will get him a little more involved, where he can maybe be a little maneuver around a little better, maybe be a little more forwardly placed, obviously, like he was at Kentucky Downs. And I think he'll take to the ground. He likes a little juice in the ground, a little cut, and lots of times I think you're probably going to get that the Breeders' Cup in November in Kentucky. So pretty optimistic that he'll take to the turf course over there.
Just talk about his last race in Kentucky Downs. Speaking of juice,
it started raining about an hour and a half before the race, I think, and it was great. I was like, man, this is really setting up well for this horse. Once again, he gives us a lot of confidence with the blinkers going into the race. So we felt like as long as he got awake, and for whatever reason, he's a bad gate horse on race day. I wouldn't say the word bad, but he can get himself in trouble by just not standing still or wanting to mess with the assistant starter. And he's a very laid-back horse. It's the only time he ever gets anxious or gives you any issues is standing in the gate before the race. Standing in the morning, he stands like a pony, and then in the afternoon he actually broke one time and left Florent in the gate at Keeneland off.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so he does have his issues in the gate. We stand him. He does well in the mornings, but in the afternoon he definitely knows the difference. So we'll see, but he's doing well, really well.
But off how he's trained and off that race, and you train for a lot of international people, you probably got a sense of who's coming over for the turf. How do you feel about confidence-wise going into the turf this year?
Well, more this year than we have the last 2. He's always trained well, but he's doing better now than ever. So more confidence this year than in the past. And the Europeans are always very solid in that category or that division. So we'll have to step up and run the race of a lifetime in order to win it. He's training like he's going to give us the race of a lifetime. So we're optimistic that we'll be in the mix.
And being at Keeneland, where you said this time of the year he can get that juice versus last year at Santa Anita, where you knew it was going to be firm.
Yeah, that's not really his thing. We've kind of figured that out. He's an honest horse. He's going to run hard. He's caught some really firm turf courses down at Kentucky Downs before, and he runs. He'll give you what he's got, but he just definitely it definitely helps him the cut in the ground for sure.